Let's talk about Jared Kushner and others. Here now is Gianno, Caldwell, Red Alert Politics senior contributor, Jessica Tarlov, Democratic strategist. Gianno, first of all, there are a lot of business interests that Jared Kushner has all over the world, mostly dealing with real estate, some of which could be seen as conflict of interest. He's already announced that one of those, a $7 billion building that he partly owned and was kind of redesigning or redeveloping with the help of a Chinese company called Anbang Insurance Group. He's going to drop that, but he's got so many interests, kind of like Donald Trump himself. I think it's going to be virtually impossible to avoid all conflicts of interest, don't you?
No, I disagree with that. And by the way, I'm in sunny L.A., so I don't need earmuffs for this particular hit.
You had to rub it in. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I know. It's sunny here. But I don't think so. I think Jared has been focusing on removing any potential conflicts that he's had since President-elect became President-elect. We saw that when it came to his publication, where he said that he was stepping down, and when they were talking about the potential of him actually being a part of the administration. In addition to that fact, a senior source of the Trump transition team told me that they've kind of vetted him out. So they're looking to have their lawyers, they've had their lawyers look over his resources and what he has to ensure that there's no conflict.
And Jessica,
forward.
he will be working for the White House. He's not going to be a cabinet appointment. That makes a big difference legally, doesn't it?
It does legally, though we have nepotism laws, and we'll see how this plays out. I'm kind of stunned.
Well, hold on a second. We have nepotism laws. Did that stop Hillary Clinton from working for her husband Bill back in the days when she was promoting the health care law?
What? Wait, I'm sorry. She
Hillary
was working for Bill Clinton when she was Secretary of State.
No. I'm going back. Hillary Clinton was working for Bill Clinton, creating a health care law of her own back in the 1990s. She created a task force. And what happened in the nepotism bill back then?
That was under the auspices of the First Lady's office. That had nothing to do with working for Bill Clinton.
So
she didn't draw a salary.
Don't affect the White House in any way, right?
It's a totally different scenario. And you also began this segment saying it would be impossible. Really?
Yeah.
It's not. He's not going to be developing a health care law. If he wants to reinvent the GOP health care wheel, I am more than happy to hear it. But that's not what Jared Kushner is doing here. And you began the segment by saying that it's going to be near impossible to do this. Gianno said flatly, no, it's totally possible. Even we know that Donald Trump can't do it and Jared Kushner can't do it. This is exactly what people were afraid of. And yes, Donald Trump has a more confusing balance sheet than anyone we've ever had in office.
There are plenty, Gianno, there are plenty of other ways in which Democratic administrations have used people. In fact, Hillary was talking about having Bill Clinton, her husband, be kind of an economic czar if she had been elected president. But let's move on to somebody who is going to face confirmation hearings, Jeff Sessions. Now, because of Harry Reid and him pushing through this thing where all you need is a majority, not a supermajority, to pass somebody in your cabinet, does he face any real opposition? I mean, Democrats can scream all they want, but they're not going to prevent him from becoming Attorney General, are they?
No, they're not going to be able to prevent them, especially when we look at the committee and the makeup of it, and no Republican has descended from confirming him. But this is the truth of the matter here, and I think Jessica will agree with me on this. The left has become so enraged by anybody that Donald Trump nominates. If he decided to nominate Jesus Christ, they would find a reason to reject Jesus Christ. And this is a guy who died for our sins. So I think it's problematic on many levels when we're looking at things in which Jeff Sessions has done, because there's been a lot of talk of racist and all this other stuff, but he voted for the Voting Rights Act. He supported
you find anything
the desegregation
racist
of schools.
in Jeff Sessions, whether in the man or in what he has done, Gianno?
Well, I don't know him personally, but from what I have read and people I have talked to, they believe that he is not racist. So that I can speak
Jessica,
from
what about you, quickly?
There are people on both sides of the fence here, and I know Gianno was trying to trip me up and get me to say something anti-Christmas, and I'm leaving it. But, you know, I think Jeff Sessions...
Go ahead.
I love Christmas. Missed it already. Jeff Sessions has
You
the
didn't give me
numbers.
a gift, Jessica. No gift.
You're definitely not after the segment.
Jessica, anything about Sessions that's racist in your mind?
Well, in my mind, listen, I don't like calling people racist. There are things that have gone on with... he had a case where he tried to, it was 3 people, a Voting Rights Act violation that he went after. He wasn't confirmed as a federal judge because apparently he called someone boy.
All right.
But there are people on both sides of the fence here. He has the numbers. I think Rex Tillerson is going to have a tougher time. But again, he also has the numbers.
Bottom line,
and a lot of
he's got the
Democrats
numbers.
like Jeff Sessions.
We got to leave it at that, Gianno and Jessica. Thank you very much.